In this video help, I'm going to cover the inventory report by store. Let's go ahead and go there. The inventory report by store is designed to give the inventory manager or different stores information about what products are on hand in the inventory. This is a list view, and basically what it does is it lists each item that is in the inventory. Once again, when you're looking at a list view, you have to ensure that all of the records are showing before you go into any other kind of mode of review. What you would do is we would click on the Show All, and it would provide all the records that are currently in the inventory. Now, obviously, you can take and do a do find and then perform the find. Using the information that's available in here, you would go ahead and look for either the product by product code or by its product name. In this particular case, this could be just a part number, if that was the way you're going to do something, or a barcode or UPC, and then a narrative that explains the actual item that's in there. The narrative in this case was put in there. You can use any one of these three approaches for your inventory depending on your method of usage. The next thing you want to do is to go ahead and, if you're going to do a find, this is the header for each row. You would do the individual usage for a find in these fields below. Now, you can't not do a search based on an image. That's not going to work, so I'll just mention that. Some of the fields that are included in this is the stock ID, which is on each item as it's added into inventory, it's going to get the sequence number for the items as they're entered. The sample records that are in this application should be overwritten, and basically what that means is you replace the data in the fields in the inventory screen with the data that you'll find in that individual record. The individual record is accessed by clicking on the inventory button and going to that screen. So you're going to recreate the data for your actual inventory. If you're going to import the data, I suggest the best thing you can do is to go ahead and overwrite or take three records out, like this one or here, and hand enter the first three and then remove those from your import list and then import the balance of the data. It's a good idea to sort your records, like if you're using Excel, sort your records so that they are in a logical order by either part number, alphanumeric, so that they can be entered almost in the same way that you have them in your inventory so that they're more logically found in the inventory. The next thing you're going to do is if you're looking for a product, you can look for it by either the product ID, product name, or product name and ID and the store it's in. You can also look at it by the standard cost if you want to find items in a range of costs, or in this case it's called average cost. How many times has this thing been sold and what was the price will generate an average price for the item. You can add a picture to either this screen by saying insert picture, or you can do it in the actual inventory. If you're on the iPad or iPhone, you can still add the image in here by clicking the same thing, and instead of saying insert picture, it'll say insert from library, and that would be the pictures that are in the iPhone or iPad. The sales of the item shows a summary of $168 worth of this sold, a quantity of 5 were sold. The sum received, since we've never done a purchase order yet for any of the items, this does not have a correct number, and actually what it's doing then in this case, it's showing a negative number of 5, and you can't hardly sell something you don't have. But if you added the purchase order and it, say for example, had a sum of 10 on the purchase order or on your initial inventory, then it would offset this and put a balance of 5 and show 10 here as far as the quantity received. This would then become a positive number of 5. The menu button obviously takes you back to the main menu. If you're on the server, cloud server, make sure that you commit the record for changes or revert to undo the changes. You can also rerun the report if you do a find and it does not produce the headers. Just click the run report and it'll add the headers back in. This has the ability to omit records. In that case, what you can do is omit records from the choices that you make on a find. And then you can go turn around and say show omitted only, and then what will happen, it'll show all the omitted records that you've omitted. And then this one on the iPad will show and hide the menus at the top and bottom, so you get more area to view. Now, on the server, cloud server, what you want to do is be familiar that on the top of the screen where it shows the records in selection, that on the server, if you have several hundred or more records, that it'll only show approximately 25 records, or depending upon the size of the area for each individual record, it may be less of a number. And what you want to do is slide the slider underneath the quantity to the next grouping, and what it'll do is it'll replace the records that are being shown with the next group of 25. You cannot just add or click something to move the records on the cloud server. You actually have to drag the selection to the next number of records. If you have any questions or you don't understand what you just were told, go ahead and get in touch with us for answers. Thank you.